you have to stabilize yourself on the rails of the drama. Baba makes us, so Baba says you are made to stabilize yourself on the rails of the drama. Now, there are some things about the knowledge of the drama that we will first revise. So one is the drama is predestined. All the 5,000 years is predestined. But another important thing is the drama is arranged second by second. So although the drama appears like a continuous phenomena, it happens second by second. So do you know that in videography, when you watch a video, then so especially in cartoons, so the way cartoons are created, so there are many frames, very small frames, like maybe 8 frames in a second or 12 frames in a second. I don't know the exact calculation, but those frames are arranged one by one and it looks like a moving picture. So basically they are frames, but they are arranged in such a way that it looks like a moving picture, or the experience it gives is that of a moving picture. So what Baba has also told us is that every second the drama has changed. So every second is a new second. So the drama basically is arranged second by second. And when 1 second is gone, it is gone. It is merged in time. But who carries that last second into the present second? It is I, the soul. Yes, you bring the last second, or what happened in the last second, or 2 days back, or 10 years back. You are the one who are carrying it in your memory and bringing it into the present. Otherwise, one simple question: where is the past? Where is the past? Is it there physically? It is not. You're just carrying it inside you. The soul is carrying a memory of it. And do you carry the past with you, or do you carry your version of the past with you? That's the big question. Because when something happens and you record it, so even when you physically record something with a camera, video camera, then you have the choice to choose the angle, the frame, these days the filter also, how you want it to appear in your video. And we are carrying snapshots of the past, or 5-minute reels of the past. So we are carrying a lot of things from the past inside us. But are we carrying the past or my version of the past? So I'm definitely carrying my version of the past. So if you look at it, we are basically troubled by this sanskar of carrying the past with us, B, the way we have recorded things inside us. So our perception of that which took place in the past is able to trouble us in the present also. And when in the course also I specify that the inner world doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you're going through something in the present moment, or you are revising a bitter experience from the past, it has the same impact on your mind and heart. So it is the same, that same experience is revised. So it is like going through a bitter experience again. It's as real as that. So Baba says, you have the knowledge of the drama, and you have to stabilize yourself on the rails of the drama. And what is the knowledge of the drama? The knowledge of the drama is that everything that happens second by second is for benefit. Drama is kalyankari. Nothing that happened, nothing that is happening, or nothing that will happen is not for benefit. So this knowledge of the drama we have to stabilize ourselves on. And even when, when things from the past emerge, you have to shift your angle about it. And I think the best method is if you just tell yourself that if all these things had not happened, I would not have come to Baba. So everything that you think happened was bad, but somewhere in that chain, you came to Baba also. I would not say because of it, but somewhere in that chain, everything led to this. So in English also you say, all is well that ends well. So even if you can't see what was well in that scene, you can see that ultimately it ended up with me coming to Baba, and every experience now I can relate with Gyan, and I can see the beauty of every aspect, every event that happened in my life. So Baba says, just stabilize yourself on the rails of the drama and revisit your memories in this new light. And if you do that, then slowly, those memories will fade away, because we keep stabbing ourselves again and again by revising those memories. So just stabilize yourself on the rails of the drama. That whatever happened, if it led to this, if today I am Baba's child, then everything that happened was very, very good. Yes, and I will tell you this one thing, and this is something that I have observed, that when Baba says, Baba talks about the drama, then Baba says three things. Whatever happened was good, whatever is happening is very, very good, and whatever will happen is very, very, very good. Okay? So what we do is, we take two things out of it. Whatever is happening is good, whatever will happen is good. But whatever happened, I don't know whether we apply the knowledge of drama to that. Do you do that? So what I have checked in my Purusharth is, when things of the past emerge, you don't use the point of drama there. About the past, we don't use the knowledge of drama a lot. About the present we do, about the future also we do, but the knowledge of drama is whatever happened was good, whatever is happening is better, and whatever will happen is best. So we have to, whenever we we get in touch with those memories, we have to stabilize ourselves on the point of drama that that scene was very, very good, because in that chain of events, eventually I came to Baba. So every chain, every, sometimes even a weak chain, weak link can help you climb up. So even that scene, even if it looked like a bad scene, it still helped you reach here. So that's a good thing. And Baba says you have to consciously do this, because if you don't change your relationship with your memories, if you don't change your emotional association with your memories, if you don't revisit your past in new light, then every time those memories come up, it is like revising the sorrow and the bitterness of that moment. And then in the present moment also, you start carrying that bitterness, and that you reinforce that sorrow and bitterness. And then Baba says that if you do this needful work about the past, then you will be able to focus on the present. And the present is the only moment we have. And if you spend the present moment revising the past and pulling out the sorrow of the past, then how will you take benefit of the present moment? And you see, the word present is so beautiful. The present is full of gifts. So the present is a present, but then Baba says, how do you realize the gifts of the present moment? So Baba says, this present moment is for studying and teaching. This present moment is for studying and teaching. And these Sangam Yugi moments are very, very important, because Baba says this part in the drama which is continuing now, where Baba is giving us teachings and we are learning and we are creating the deity sanskars, this part will tomorrow finish. Do you understand that this time will also go? So in Hindi there is a very good song, ye waqt ja raha hai, wo waqt aa raha hai, karna hai jo bhi kar le, ye waqt ja raha hai. So Baba has given us the knowledge of the past, present and the future. And Baba has also told us that this Sangam Yugi part will not continue forever. And there will be a time when this studying and teaching will stop. But Baba says you have to complete your study until then. And Baba says the most important thing that you have to pay attention to is engaging your intellect in this study. Engaging your intellect in churning of this study. Because Baba says, just like when you churn a lot of milk, you get a little butter. Yes, and similarly, Baba says, there is a lot of knowledge. When you study the knowledge, it's a lot of points, lot of explanation. But then when it sits in your buddhi, it's a subtle realization. It's like a subtle point. So let's say when you hear the knowledge about Shiv Baba, then 2, 3, 4 days, the sister is explaining, so Baba is not like this, Baba is like this, the form is like this, then he lives there, not here. He's not omnipresent, he's the ocean, he's a point, still the ocean, this, that, so many points you have to explain. And then when it sits in the buddhi, what is it? A small point of light with, myriad rays. That's it. That's Baba. And then you have to have so much explanation about your relationship with Baba, and you have to think about so much of explanation about how Baba is the father, the teacher, the Satguru. And then when you sit in meditation, what is it? It's just an experience of love and protection and care. So Baba says that, you have to churn so much so that it sits in your intellect. And then Baba says, there will be a time when this part in drama of knowledge will finish. And then what you will take forward is just your sanskar. What you have accumulated after that churning. So, whatever is there in whatever you have made your buddhi understand, and then according to that, how much you have remembered Baba and drawn power from Baba, or how much you have understood the knowledge and it has become your dharana and consequently sanskar, that will go with you. So Baba says, in this time, these present moments of Sangam Yoga, your intellects have to be very, very concentrated in churning Baba's Murli, and then understanding things, and then according to that understanding, intensifying your love for Baba and intensifying your yoga with Baba, or bettering your dharana, bettering your actions, bettering your dharana of divine virtues, and consequently you will take sanskars with you. That is why Baba says these moments are very, very important. And then there will be a time when this part where Baba is teaching us, we are studying, will finish. And Baba says this drama is so well designed that it is in the drama that if you really stabilize yourself on the rails of drama, then you will be able to take everything from Baba until this part is over. And Baba will have nothing more to give, and you will have nothing more to take. And you will happily go to Satyug. But you have to pay attention to this, this accuracy of the drama. And you have to put a complete full stop to the past, and every second of the present moment, you have to connect your yoga with Baba and engage your intellect in churning and in yoga. So this is one thing that Baba says. And then there is another important thing that Baba says, which is in the time of destruction, there will be a lot of challenge you will face from your sanskar of fear. Yes. Now, I have explained this cycle of sadness, anger, loss and fear earlier also. Yes, but let me revise it with you. So, there is this chain which is called the cycle of loss, sadness, anger and fear. Okay, there are these 4 stages. So when we are body conscious, what happens is you are caught up in this loss and gain, good and bad. Yes, and when you are soul conscious, when you are on the rails of the drama, then what is the language you use? Everything is good. Yes, everything is for benefit. Now, when you are in a scene and that scene happens and you create this thought, this what happened was bad, or I incurred a loss because of this. So whenever you feel a sense of loss in a scene, it is because of lack of knowledge. is it not? Yes, because a scene is just a scene. And this is a world of change. Nothing can be permanent in this world. But then every change, we don't interpret it as change. So Baba says that with this knowledge of drama, you understand that every scene, every second has to change. So change is the law of drama. In English also we say, change is the only constant. Yes. So it must change, it has to change, it does change. But what happens is, because of this body consciousness, our relationship with change is very distorted. So whenever there is change, you don't call it change. What do you say? You say, this is a loss, this bad thing happened, or this is where, I felt bad, or this is what I lost, or this was a sorrowful scene. And then what happens is, the moment you interpret it like that, you create a feeling of sadness. Yes. And you feel sad because you think it is like that. Because your thinking is a product of your stage. And you think in a body conscious manner, you interpret a scene as loss, and then you feel sad. And then after a point, you cannot handle the sadness, and you start blaming somebody for that apparent loss. And then you have anger in you. Correct? So I remember there was this one sister, and she told me something very beautiful. She told me that, Didi, in my house, something very strange happened. What happened is, when I got married, after 3 days of my marriage, my father-in-law was being chased by some people for some issue. I don't know. I still don't know that issue, because I was just very new to the family. And then he was running away from those people, and then what happened is, he just tripped over the roof and he fell. He was running and he climbed the roof, and then he fell from there. And when he fell, he hurt himself so badly, he died on the spot. And then everybody in the family was very sad. And for 2 days, this thing was not there. But then from the 3rd day, this conversation started that ever since this woman came in the family, just after 3 days of marriage, the father died. So she's the culprit. So she says that because of that, I never had a normal relationship in the family, because everybody looked at me as some kind of bad omen who, as soon as she came, the father-in-law died. And then she said, I have 2 brother-in-laws, and my mother-in-law decided that I won't get them married, because next any bahu comes, I will die. So my husband died in the first instance, so maybe next if some bahu comes, I will die. So there is this fear. And so what I am telling you is, you see, when you start interpreting, and this is what we all do. See, a scene is just a scene in the drama. But if you start interpreting it as a bad thing, something that shouldn't have happened, this, that, and the other, then you will feel sad. And then sooner or later, that sadness will change into anger, and then you will blame somebody or something for it. and then then that anger will change into fear, and then you will have a fear of a similar circumstance or a similar event in the future, because you will associate that loss with that situation. And this is how we all have these fears. So whatever fear you have is because of associating that event or that person or whatever with that bad event. Because an event was just an event, but you said it is a bad event, and then in the future there is fear. So today Baba is also explaining to us that it is very important that you revise all your past in the light that nothing bad happened and nothing happened because of something or someone, and this freeing yourself from that whole programming will free yourself from fears also. So, even when somebody leaves the body, so just think about it. When you are a little child and you don't understand things, at that time, if somebody leaves the body in front of you, do you feel afraid? Do you feel a sense of loss? You don't feel anything, because you are not given that kind of programming. But then, as you grow up and somebody leaves the body, then you are taught to feel sad. You're taught to feel a sense of loss. And from that emerges this programming where you are afraid to leave your own body, because you are taught that leaving the body is a bad thing and it's a matter of loss. And that's why you start getting attached to your own body, and there is fear about leaving the body. But suppose somebody left the body, and every time we saw somebody leaving the body, we were told that these people are going to leave the body and go and become angels and or be new bodies, and they are going to have a great life ahead. Then would you be afraid of leaving your own body? No. This is why Baba is saying that, the Gyan that Baba has given, what is the knowledge that Baba has given? Baba has given the knowledge that now if you leave the body, you will go into a new world, into a better world. Even if, even if somebody leaves the body, let's say he has not done any Purusharth, still when he comes in the next cycle, he'll be better off than this. Okay, so Baba says, when you internalize this knowledge of drama, that now the new world is coming, and anybody who is leaving the body is starting afresh. Okay, and now when we churn over this, then we will get over our fear of leaving the body, and we understand we are leaving this old body for the better. And this is why Baba says, spend every moment in this Sangam Yuga, every second of this Sangam Yuga, churning on matters that Baba is teaching you. And only when you churn on these points of Gyan, so let's say churning on the fact that I am a soul and I am imperishable, and churning on the fact that I, the soul, am now going to go to Satyug, is going to relieve you of all fears. So this is why Baba says that if you don't do your work, the work that you're supposed to do in this moment, then in the end the fear will take over. And again, everything that we are doing is with the aim that our final thoughts should lead us to a good destination. And Baba says, keep that aim in your mind, and if you have not done the internal work, then even if you think that, I have read so many Murlis and suddenly I will become an angel, no. In the end, your legs will tremble. Baba has given a very good, total description of it. Baba says, if you don't practice this, you will come to a standstill, your legs will tremble, and you will suddenly have heart failure. It does not take long for a tamo pradhan body to have heart failure. So Baba says, and if that happens, then what about all the effort you made? What use it is? So this is why it is very important that you have to practice to be fearless. And do these rehearsals, coming out of the body, entering body, being bodiless. These rehearsals have to happen. And then Baba today says that I am the eternal surgeon. And Baba says, I never become a patient. I am the one who is always the doctor. And Baba says, I am giving you the medicine that will make you eternally healthy. So I'm giving you the medicine of remembrance. So Baba says, this remembrance that I'm teaching you will ensure 21 births of continuous health. So Baba says, don't miss this dose. Do you know that we have this tendency that when you have an infection, so maybe there is some infection, and then the doctor will give you antibiotics. And then he will say that don't discontinue these antibiotics for 7 days. Yes, so this course has to be finished, and he will underline it 10 times. Have you seen that the doctor will say, please don't leave this before the course finishes. But then in 2-3 days you start feeling better. And then what you do is, you don't take the antibiotics anymore. And then there is a relapse, and then when you go to the doctor, then he asks you, did you complete the course? And you say no. Why? I started feeling better. Yes, so Baba also says, you have to study and you have to remember me until the end. But what do? As soon as we start feeling better, yes, we start feeling better, so then we stop our Purusharth. So when we are in trouble, when we are not in very good states, we pay attention to the Purusharth. But as soon as everything is good, we stop paying attention to Purusharth. But Baba says, I am the eternal surgeon. Don't miss a single dose of my medicine. Whether it is Murli, whether it is remembrance, whether it is Amrit Vela, don't miss any single dose. And I assure you, for 21 births, you will never fall ill. But you have to pay attention to this Srimad. And Baba says, continue to take your imperishable medicine. So this is an imperishable medicine, a medicine which will enable you to not take any medicine for 21 births. But Baba says, continue to take this medicine. And then Baba today says that those whose intellects have firm faith become beads of the rosary. Now you see, when somebody is asked, do you have faith in Baba? Every child will say yes, absolute faith in Baba. But what is the sign of faith? Sign of faith is surrender. Yes, the sign of faith is surrender. So if you have faith, so you know that in dancing they call something as the leap of faith. So when one dancer has to just dive from a elevated stage, and another dancer has to hold that first dancer, then that's called a leap of faith, because you have to have a free fall, and you have to have faith that the other one will hold you. So that's surrender. So faith, the sign of faith is surrender. And surrender of what? So Baba says surrender of your man and buddhi. So when you completely obey what Baba says, you do not knack your brains in it. When you do not think, whether this is right or not, or whether I can or can't, or whether, my circumstances are different from Dadi's circumstances or Mama's circumstances. When you don't engage your mind and buddhi in anything other than in the application of what Baba says, that's a sign of faith. So you have faith in what Baba says. You have faith in the fact that when Baba says it, then Baba will give me the power to do it. You have the faith that if Baba is saying this to me, then I must be the one who is capable of doing it. So you have faith in everything, because Baba doesn't say this should be done. Baba says this is going to be done by you. You are the one who has done it every cycle. So you have faith that Baba is talking to me in the Murli, and whatever Baba is saying is definitely destined to be done by me. And I have the understanding, Baba is giving me the power, and I am that number one soul who will do it every kalpa, who does it every kalpa. So Baba says, then if you have faith and if you show that explicit sign of surrender, then Baba says you will become a bead of the rosary. So it is not difficult for you to find a place in the rosary of 16,108. So you will be one of the prince souls. Yes, so that will definitely happen, but that sign is faith. Okay. Om Shanti.